Hashem. We're going to learn today about things to do with current topics. Very interesting. More about Rotzech B'Shegeg, more about a very, very interesting concept of another Ir Miklat. Did you know that the Mizbeach in Beis HaMikdash was an Ir Miklat? Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. You gotta stay with us. You gotta stay with us for the next hour. So you're gonna learn about a lot of super interesting things. This shiur is shiur of Amud Yomi, Maseches Makkos. Where are we? Yud Beis Amud Aleph, I think, no? So Yud Beis Amud Aleph is where we are, and this shiur is Latzlochas V'Hatzolas Klal Yisrael, Bezos Hashem. There's no Iran, no Shmairan, there's only Kadosh Baruch Hu. And basically, of course, we are learning L'Refuas. Pnina Chaya Bas Gula Ochel, L'Refuas Estofon Bas. Again, the name, your cousin, Chana Batzima. She had an operation, Yosef's wife, Chana Batzima, and your cousin, Ben Mordechai ben Tova Dobrish. B'toch Shachol Esol Atzlo, Eldad ben Yifas Nomi. Eldad, I said, ben Yifas Nomi. B'toch Shachol Esol, Ilu Nishmasov, Imur Menachem ben Akiva. Nigmal Dinoi, Omar Aviuda Omar Rav, Yud Beis Amud Aleph, and the two dots. Omar Aviuda Omar Rav, Shtei Ta'uyos To'a Yoav Bois Hasho. Yoav ben Tzeruya made two mistakes when he did something. So let me, clue you into the story at the beginning of Melochim. Melochim begins with a scene of the scenario of David HaMelech about to die. David HaMelech is telling Shlomo, his son, to basically close accounts, clear the accounts with some of the people who hated David HaMelech, who were many. So one of those people that David HaMelech had a big taina against was Yoav ben Tzeruya. Yoav ben Tzeruya and David originally were best of friends. Yoav was his nephew, and Yoav was his army general, who was the top person in the army, and everything was so nice. Now Yoav, at some point, Avner ben Ner was the general army of Shaul, the other side. Yeah, he was on the other side of Shaul, and eventually, at some point, Avner ben Ner wanted to switch sides and said, "I want to be loyal to David," right? And so David was okay with that. And Yoav ben Tzeruya thought, no, he's just a traitor. He's faking it. He's spying for Iran. He's not really with us. And Yoav killed him. Yoav ben Tzeruya killed Avner ben Ner. There was also another reason they had an old account to close. So Yoav ben Tzeruya, so David said he's Ish Adomim, he's a killer, he's a murderer. He killed Avner ben Ner for no reason, and therefore he's asking Shlomo to kill him. To make sure to put him to death. And so it was Shlomo Melech sent Benayahu ben Yehoyada, and Yoav, in order to save himself, to save his life, Yoav ben Tzeruya went to the Mishkan. It's a shal, it was the Mishkan or a Boma. He went to the Mizbeach, Bekitzer, and then what did he do? He held on to the Karnois of Mizbeach, into the corners, the top corners, the four top corners, right? The four spitzalach at the top of the Mizbeach, and he held on to them, thinking that would save him. That there is considered a safe, and he was wrong, because no, Benayahu ben Yehoyada still killed him. Halachically, he was supposed to be killed. Why did he kill him? Either because Yoav was a Rotzeach, or because Yoav was a murdered b'malchus, because David did not tell him to kill Avner. So one of the two. Let's take now the approach that it was a Rotzeach, and from some reason he thought that holding on to Mizbech would save him. This whole business, and we're going to see the Rambam today, this whole business of being saved by holding the Karnos of Mizbech is based upon a pasukin at the beginning of Mishpotim. V'chiyozid ish, al re'ehu lehor goy. If somebody plots against his friend to kill him, very much mazid, me'im mizbechi tekochenu lomus. You take him from my Mizbech to die. So the Rambam's I remember, we'll see the Rambam later. The Rambam is a whole different shita here. The Pashup Pshat is, if he's Otzach b'mezid, take him from the Mizbech. The halacha is, let's say a Kohen is in the middle of working in Beis HaMikdash, and he's accused of murder, and the policemen come to Beis HaMikdash, hey, mister, you got to come with us, okay? And then what? So then he says, no, I'm in the middle of doing the Avodah. Don't you see I'm in the middle of doing the Korban Oil, Shlomim Chatas? No, so if he's a Mezid, you take him to be tried straight away. However, the duke is if b'shoigeg, you don't take him. It sounds as if sitting, as if you hold on to the Mizbeach and you Yotzech b'shoigeg, then the Mizbeach is like a haven for you, just like the Yer Miklat. Wow. So that needs a lot of understanding. We're going to see the Gemara now, and then I'll read to you the Rambam. Yeah, remember today we have to finish the Amud today. There's a plan here, but we're going to see the Gemara, the Rambam, and maybe there will be time for questions. Let's see. Yoav made two sad mistakes when he was holding on to the karnos of the Mizbeach, thinking that would save him from being killed by Bnei ben Yoyada b'Shlomo Melech. Dichtiv, it says, Vayonos Yoav Elol Hashem. Yoav, Vayonos, he ran away, he escaped to the oil of Hashem. Vayachzik b'karnos HaMizbeach, and he held onto, for dear life, he held onto the top corners of the Mizbeach. What were the two mistakes? The mistake was the Mizbeach, even if the Mizbeach does help Rotzach b'shoigeg, let's assume that, it only helps if the person, the Kohen, the person, that's going to be another issue, yeah? It's only if the person is on the Mizbeach, is mamish working, standing like they used to, right? On the soivev, they would stand on the mizbech doing the korban. He was standing next to the mizbech, holding it to the kranos. He wasn't on the mizbech; he was next to the mizbech, holding it. That's not close enough. You're not saved like that. To first wide line. Yud beis amud aleph, first wide line. To shenu kolet al mizbech beis oilomim. The only mizbech that helps you is a mizbech of beis oilomim, i.e. Beis Hamikdash, what we're waiting for. The Hutofas Mizbech Shel Shiloi. He held onto the Mizbech which was in Shiloi. That doesn't help. Yeah, all these, Mishkanos that were before the real deal, before Beis Hamikdash, it doesn't work there. By the way, the Rishonim have big time problem here because Shiloi did not exist. Shiloh did not exist in the time of David and Shlomo. Those of you who know history, we've seen many times. There was Shiloi, then there was Nov and Givoin. Right? So it's either Nov and Givoin or nothing. So really Rashi says it was a boma. Rashi says it was just a bomb, a regular Mizbech David built. At that time, it was allowed. After the time of Shiloh, once Shiloh was destroyed, then Nov and Givon and anywhere else, it was okay to do bombos. So now Shiloh is Lavdavka. The Ritva says Shiloh is like a prototype, yeah, for all the pre-Beis Hamikdash places. You ask Israelis about people from London, Australia, South Africa, America. How are they called? Amerikaim. Yeah, Amerikai, from Amerikai. Yeah, some Israelis, all Anglos are Amerikaim. So we hold, right, aren't you? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Masha'en what do we say? We say that Shiloh is Beis Elohim, is anything that's not Beis Elohim. So these were the mistakes of who? Of Yoav ben Zeruiah. Abai says there was another mistake, second wide line. There was another mistake of Yoav. As I told you, the only miklat is possibly a temporary one. A kohen, while he's working, you let him stay there and at least finish his work, maybe. Vehu zar hoya, he was a zar. What's a zar? He was not. It was a non-kohen. He wasn't a kohen. What's he doing there? Before we continue, the obvious question is, well, didn't I tell you it only helps the rotzech b'shoigeg? He wasn't shoigeg. He killed Avner ben Ner with in cold blood. So I saw several answers, but I saw a simple answer yesterday in passing. He was a shoigeg. He was a shoigeg because he really thought that he's being loyal to David. He thought David, I'm defending you, David, because really this guy, Avner ben Ner, is really a traitor, a spy, a sakana, mered b'malchus. I'm doing you a favor. You don't know what's good for you. I know better than you what's good for you. So maybe it's distorted kind of thinking, but he didn't kill him stam. He killed, that's shogeg. Shogeg means I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting the food in the microwave and I'm cooking and I'm stirring the food. I know what I'm doing. I didn't know it's Shabbos. I thought it was Friday. That's shogeg, right? A missing effect. So now, without going to the halachic details of rotzech b'shogeg, that's one shot over here. So now let us see the Rambam. Fascinating. I'm sorry, I don't have the Rambam in front of you, but I have it here on the screen. You can, when you get the recording, you can see it in front of you. but it's very readable. You know, Rambam is very easy to understand. The Poshe Pshat of the Rambam is easy to understand, not the depth. Yeah, says the Rambam. Listen to this. Perek Hey Hilchas Rotzeach. A mizbeach koilet. The mizbeach absorbs. It's an ear miklat conceptually. Shenemar boherig bezodon mi mizbechit technolomus. If the guy is amazed, you take him away from the mizbeach. Michlal. That is to say, shahereg bishgogo en an ereg b'mizbeach. If somebody killed b'shogeg can go to your ear miklat is too far away, just run to Beis Hamikdash. Lefikach hahereg b'shgogo v'kolta mizbeach. Let's say somebody was hahereg b'shgogo, was absorbed in the mizbeach. V'harogo sham goel adam. The goel adam is running after him to Beis Hamikdash with a Uzi blazing. Harei ze ner hagolov k'mi sharog b'toch ear miklat. Wow. So according to the Rambam, it's take doch an ear miklat, and if the goel adam killed you while you stepped on the mizbeach and you're on the mizbeach, you are saved, and if he killed you, he gets killed. Amizbeach zok the Rambam Yud Gimel. Yeah, it's as if it's an ear miklat. Wow, this is your 49th ear miklat. Ein kolet legago shel mizbeach v'solom bilvad. What does the Rambam say? What we just learned. What kind of mizbeach absorbs and is a safe haven for you? The mizbeach, the top of the mizbeach of the Beis Hamikdash. Then kolet lekohen v'avoda b'yodoi. So you need all the conditions. If you're kohen and you're working and you rent there, then you're okay, you're good to go. Aval zar or kohen she'en oved b'shor she'nerag. Let's say you're a zar or a kohen is not doing the avodah. You stam hold it to the mizbech like some baby holding to your mother's apron. No, it doesn't help. You have to be a functional working kohen. Let's say you are doing the avodah, but you're not on top of the mizbech. You're doing zrika. You do zrika of an oilo. You're not in the mizbech. The zrika of an oilo, you stand on the floor and you splash on the side. Yeah, it's only if you're a kohen and you are yotzech b'shoigeg. Now you're running to do an avodah. Yeah, if you're yotzech b'shoigeg and you're a kohen, yeah, where's the ear miklat? Hey, let's go to Beis Hamikdash and bring a korban and be on top of the mizbech. Then that's my safe place. Unbelievable. V'chen continues the Rambam. Mi shekolta mizbech. Right? In other words, that nothing lasts forever. Yeah, the one who's niklat by the mizbech doesn't stay there. He finished the avodah, he's staying on top of the mizbech. Till when? Till forever. Yeah, bring me some food and drink, I'll stay here. I'm not getting out of here because the goel adam is after me. No, he can't stay there forever. Very good. In other words, the police comes and they say, Mister, get off there, get off the mizbech before we come after you. Yeah, and they bring him to the ear miklat. Right? That is true about somebody, as we said, to the level of chiyuv golus. Okay, the one who's paskin that he needs to go to an ear miklat, he doesn't go to ear miklat. So basically, what the Rambam is portraying here is like a temporary safe haven. I'm a kohen, I'm going to do the avodah, and then I'll be taken one more time. One more time, let me do the avodah as a kohen on the mizbeach. Nobody can do anything to me, and then I'll be taken to the ear miklat. Aval. According to the Rambam, this is pshat with. This has to do with Yoav ben Zeruya. Misha pochad min hamelech shelo yargenu b'din hamalchus. Let's say somebody is scared of the melech that he's going to kill him b'din malchus. Sometimes the melech can kill many times without mishpat, without the whole process. Or bebezdin shelo yargu be'oras shor. Sometimes bezdin want to kill someone without the process. It's a oras shor. In other words, it's some kind of psak that's correct for this time and place. Wow, that's a big chiddush of the Rambam. The Rambam says that if somebody is not chai of golus within the, by the book, by the regular halacha of otzech b'shoigeg, he's somebody who's meant to die, but not the regular process of otzech b'mezid. He's supposed to die by Beis Din in the less official ways. He can actually, even a zar can go to the mizbeach and he will be never taken away from there. Wow. As long as he holds on to the mizbeach, and he stays there. Unbelievable. Okay? Needless to say, well, doesn't need to say, the Rambam says, if he's otzech b'mezid, that what is chayv misa with the regular procedure, the regular, process, Edi, Masro, the whole process, and then he runs away, that doesn't help. If based in Paskin, you have to be executed by the book, then going to the Mizbeach won't help you. So let's summarize. According to the Rambam, if somebody is Rotzech B'Shoigeg, then Enochinami, it does help. It helps what? To go, if you're Kohen and you're working and you're top of the Mizbeach, temporarily, that helps you to be out of danger, and then you'll have to be summoned and taken to the Miklat. And there are other cases, Rotzech B'Shegeg, which doesn't go through which is not a person not officially killed in Beis Din. He can also be holding onto the Mizbeach, even if he's a Zal. That's the Kitzer. Okay, so we have a new Ir Miklat, temporary Miklat for the Kohanim, and that is an Ir Miklat called the Mizbeach. Oh, it depends. So the Kohen has to be on top. The Kohen has to be on top, working. You have to be Kohen, working on top in the Beis HaMikdash, nowhere else. All these four conditions, and temporarily we'll wait patiently until you finish your work. Thank you very much. It was probably your last time, and then we'll take you to the Ir Miklat, to the Ir Miklat. I'm talking about the Shogeg until the Kohen Gadol dies. Then he goes back to be a Kohen. Ezar, no. Ezar is only helped by Mizbeach, even holding on to Mizbeach, if it's a Moiret B'Malchus or is a guy who's supposed to be killed by Haroas Shah. Some people are, let's say, I'll give an example. We learned it in Sanhedrin. Let's say everybody knows somebody murdered, but there's no Edim and Asra, right? You still kill him. If Bezi knows, you can't let a guy, a serial murderer, who killed 20 girls and, had kept the bodies in the basement. These kind of people in America, you hear about them every once in a while, these nice guys. So then you can't just let him go on to the 21st girl, right? So then you kill him. You kill him if there's enough circumstantial evidence. Again, we're not going there. Such a guy can run to the Mizbech, hold on to the Mizbech, as long as the man just hold on to the Mizbech without starving, without being disturbed by other Kohanim. I don't know exactly how it works. Then he's safe, as long as it's not the regular judicial process. Weiter. I told you, today is now no freedom of speech today. Today we are run by the clock. Okay? Unless there's urgent questions. Yes. Yeah.
Such a person, they put him in a cell.
In a kippah, right. That's another thing. No, until he dies. He dies out of hunger. Yeah, it's true. Very good. True. Weiter. Omar Shlakish. This is contemporary. Everyone is waiting for Mashiach very anxiously. They say instead of waiting for the attack from Iran, you better wait for Mashiach. That's much more constructive. Yeah? You don't want to hear the siren of the army. You want to hear the siren of the shofar of Mashiach. That's the beep we're looking for. Amar Shlakish. Shalosh ta'uyos osid sarosh shel Romi litos. There are three mistakes that the angel of Rome is going to make. In other words, we know that each one of the 70 nations has a sar in Shamayim, has an angel in Shamayim in charge of it. There's a spiritual power on top. And what do we know? That before a nation is won over, before a nation loses the war, before a nation perishes, the sar in Shamayim who gives them the spiritual energy, that's the one he perishes first, he loses, and then they lose. Yeah, basically, a little child doesn't know what the light is off. Somebody switched the light over there, so over here the bulb is off, right? There's a cause and effect. Now, the Sar Shel Roimi, the Rome is what's Rome? Rome is Rome. Rome is Europe and America of today. They're very powerful. They're prevalent. Yeah, they're the real deal. The superpowers, also Russia, I think, is Rome. Yeah, the whole Western world, v'chule. So Sar Shel Roimi, the Chabadniks hold very much that Rome is also Russia. The angel of Rome, the koyach of Rome in Shamayim, when Mashiach comes and Hashem himself will kill him, it says in the Novi, he will make three mistakes. The Sar Shel Rome will make three sad mistakes. Dichtiv. It says in Yeshayahu
The angel was Samuel.
You don't say the name. The Malach of, but you didn't say it the right way, which is good. Sometimes mistakes are good. The Samech Mem. You don't say the name. What? Samech Mem. What? Samech Mem Aleph Lamed. Sama and then El. The Kitzer, the Samech Mem is a Satan. So the one who controls and gives spiritual power to all these nice people in Europe and America is the Satan himself, the Yetzer Hara. I don't understand this. America has to do the Yetzer Hara? No, I don't know. What's the connection? So the Kitzer, Mizeba Me'edoim. So it says in the Novi, Mizeba Me'edoim chamutz begodim mibotzro. HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself the Navi is kind of taken aback and says, who's coming from Edom? Chamutz b'godim mibotzro. Hashem himself, figuratively, of course, so to speak, is coming from killing the Malach of Edom. Thank you for the reminder, by the way. I want to thank you for the Samech Mem. He's killing the Sultan himself. Samech Mem is the superpower of evil. Who is the one who's coming, a Kadosh Baruch Hu? And why are his clothes chamutz, not chamutz sour, but dirty? Hashem Kil will dirty his clothes by with blood, by killing the Sar Shel Edom, and where would they kill him? In Batzra. So according to what I saw, I think the Ritzvah, I've seen a lot of unfortunate here, Batzra is not the one in Iraq, where Americans are very, American army was there for a long time, but Batzra means a city in Eretz Yisrael. So the Sar Shel Edom would run away to Batzra, thinking it's an Ir Miklat, and Hashem will kill him there. What are the three mistakes? Toye, mistake number one of the Sar Shel Edom, Shena koletes el betzer v'hu goel el batzra. This Malach doesn't know how to read. Instead of going to Betzer, which is an Ir Miklat, he goes to Batzra. Wrong place. Toye Shena koletes el shoygeg v'hu mezid. Batzra or Betzer, even if you go for Betzer, the right one, the Betzer place, then what? You're only shoygeg, it's only called a shoygeg. He's amazed. Right? I think all these things they did to us were amazing. You think the Holocaust was done by mistake? I don't think so. Tach v'tat, pogroms, everything else, it wasn't a mistake, it was pretty much on purpose, right? They burnt all the Jews in York, right? In the church, it wasn't a mistake, it was on purpose. In other words, the third mistake, it only serves as refuge for a safe haven for people, and he's not a person, he's a malach, he's a bad malach, but he's a malach. Right? And because I didn't yet go into the depth of this, I'm sure there's a lot of hidden messages here, but basically when a Kodesh Baruch Hu will very soon punish and kill the Malach Shel Edom, the bad Malach, he'll do it in Batzra because the point is they have no excuses. Western people love to make excuses. That's what the Western world is all about. It's all someone else's fault. It was a mistake. It doesn't work anymore. The moment of truth will arrive and Hashem will punish all those bad forces around the world, which is the Sar Shel Edom. You good? Beseder. Shkoich. Omar Biabo. Says Rabbi Abohu. Now back to the regular halachas of Ir Miklat. Are Miklat, the cities of refuge, loy nitnu lekvura. You're not supposed to bury the dead inside those towns. Okay. Wow. Dichtiv umigrashem hiu lebehemtam ulchusham ulchol chayosam. Which means that pasuk talks about the functionality, the purpose, and the function of the Orim of the Levim. We know that all the cities of Levim were also Orei Miklat, 42 plus 6. And it says that the Migrash, the area outside town, which we're going to discuss soon, Or Levim had the part which was the town. Then there was out of town was 1,000 for 1,000 ames, 1,000 ames, 1,000 ames for. Oh, let's start a power struggle here. 1,000 ames for empty space with nothing over there, where Mr. Cohen can fly a kite with his child and just have a nice bench over there, sit with his kala before that. And also what? And 1,000 ames outside that for agriculture, for sodu sukromim. Okay? And it says, Behemtam rechusham v'lechol chayosam. Chol chayosam, what does chayosam mean? Animals or life. So the drosha is, l'chaim nitnu v'lo lekvura, which means you're not allowed to bury the inhabitants, the denizens of the Ir Miklat are not buried in town, but they're buried out of town, says the Rambam. There's a basic verse, like today is more common, right? Basic verse outside the city, you're not supposed to have the kvura in the city. Meisivi, but that includes who? The Goel Adam. Excuse me, the Rotzech B'Shoigeg. Oh, beautiful. Frag the Gemara with parrots together. Meisivi, it says we saw before Shama, Shamte Dirosoi, Shamte Misoso, Shamte Kvorosoi. As we saw in the Mishnah, Rotzech B'Shoigeg, he lived there, he died there, was buried there until the Kohen Gadol died, but he was there forever, even after the Misa. So what are you telling me there was no Beis HaKvoros there? And says the Gemara, Rotzech Shani Degali Berachmono. Rotzech is different. The Torah tells me Rotzech is an exception to the rule because the Torah tells you outright that he has to be buried there, Sham Yeh, Sham forever. So funny enough, The Ritva points out there was a problem of the Gemara. It's an irony. The citizens themselves, they don't get to be buried inside, and the guest does get buried inside. And archenemy. That's what the Gemara found it perplexing, but that's the answer. That's what the Baruch Hu decided. The Levim and the Kohanim, they're buried outside, and the people who are supposed to be less, they're the guests, they're the people on the rehab program, the prisoners, so to speak, they're buried inside. Having said that, you know that even the Kohen Gadol dies. In some cases, the Kohen Gadol will die after the death of Mr. Ritzach B'Shogeg, and then you take the bones and you move them to a Chuzas Avaisov, somewhere else in wherever in Netanya. Kishem Sheir Koletes Rabbeinu, we are in Yud Beis Amud Aleph, about 10 lines or so from the beginning of the wide lines. The line starts with the word kvuroso and with the two dots, Tudat Zehut. Kishem Sheir Koletes. Yeah, what did we say in the Mishnah? Just like the town itself absorbs. What do you mean absorbs? Once he's in the airspace of the town itself, then the Goel Adam can't touch him, right? Lahavdil, did you play this game as a kid, right? You go to a safe haven and then the other guy can't catch you? No, you didn't play it in English-speaking countries. So basically, yeah, once you're Lahavdil, in the safe haven, then the other side can't do anything to you. Kishem Sheil Koletes, so too, what did the Mishnah say? The Tchum, by the way, I told you Tchum can be either 2,000 or 3,000. I didn't say that, but I'm saying it's a Machlokes Rashi and Rambam. Rashi holds in the Chumash and here and everywhere that the orbit around the Ir Levim / Ir Miklat, 1,000 ames where empty space. You see, the Torah does believe in ecology. I'm serious. Not everything has to be built. You don't have to live in a concrete jungle. There's an area of just nothing, recreational area, and 1,000 ames outside that. The outer ring is what is for industrial area, which back then was what? Soda Sukromim, agricultural area. It says Elef and then it says Alpine. So Rashi says it's a steer in the posuk, 1,000 or 2,000. So Rashi says take 2,000, divide them to 2. Rambam, which I only saw this morning, for me it was a surprise. I'm sorry for the Amaratzis, but basically the Rambam says no. You have 1,000 of recreational empty space and 2,000 outside that for agriculture, for Soda Sukomi. Because you guys were asking how will the Levim and Kohanim live? So they have limited amount of agricultural area outside their towns, but outside that it wasn't theirs. In other words, they only had the city and 2,000 or 3,000 ames around it. Everywhere else belonged to other shvotim. Each shevet would have to kind of donate X amount of Ari Levim to the Levim. They didn't own the intercity area. The area between Bet Shemesh and Yerushalayim, let's say, would never be owned by Levim, for example. Yeah, Ve'raminu. But what did we say? That tchum, however big that is, the tchum, the orbit, the area around the city, was also a place which would contain the Rotech B'Shegeg, and if he ran and he got there, that's the finishing line. The Goel Adam can't do anything to him. Ve'raminu. Now, Frek the Gemara, I'll show you a braysa that contradicts that. It says V'yoshav bo. It says about Rotzech B'Shegeg, he should sit in it, the city, but v'loy betchuma, in it, and not in the tchum. He cannot live in the tchum outside town, in the outskirts. He has to live inside. And you're telling me that the outside, the ring around it, also absorbs him. That's a stira. Omar Abaye gives a very simple answer. Lokasha, not difficult, calm down. Kan likloit, kan lodu. Very simple, which means when he runs away from the Rotzech B'Shogeg, then what? Once he ran and he reached the what's his name? The area outside, the tchum, he's safe. But to live there, he can't. Go in, can start walking slowly. Can I offer you a cup of water, Mr. Rotzech B'Shogeg? Yeah. Now, when you go in, you look for an apartment or a house or whatever condominium where inside the city and not in the tchum. You can, it absorbs you. You're safe, but you cannot live on a permanent basis. You can't live in the tchum. You have to live inside. That's all. Frek the Gemara, lodu. What are you talking about? Of course you can't live outside the city in the tchum. As I just gave you a whole big introduction. What are you supposed to do outside the tchum? What is it reserved for? What's urban planning. Here's urban planning in the Torah. If anybody asks you, here's urban planning. You can't do whatever you want. It's like the very tough area in some cities. Tepukle, then oisin sode migrash, velo migrash sode. There is urban planning of Or Levim. You're not allowed to turn the sod into a migrash, meaning migrash. Yeah, when we think migrash is something very ugly, migrash is a nice garden outside town, which is left empty. You're not allowed to turn the migrash into a field. Let's say I'm a kohen. I want to plant my vineyard. I don't have koyach to walk the whole 1,000 amas. I want to change. Yeah, I'm asking the Rosh Iriyah, yeah, to do what? To change the migrash into a field of tomatoes or vine. I can't. V'lo migrash sode, the other way around. Yeah, you can't take the area which is designated for sode, for agriculture. You can't leave it empty. You have to plant something there. Lo migrash ir v'lo ir migrash. Ooh, that's the catchy point here. You can't leave. Yeah, the area which is supposed to be built shall not be left open, and the area that's supposed to be open can't be built for living. Oh, so why are you telling me? You're coming to exclude what? That the Goy Adam cannot live outside the city in the Midrash. Anyway, I know that. Because it says, anyway, it says that in the halacha, you're not allowed to turn a midrash, the empty space, into a residential area. So he's not allowed to build a house there anyways. Let's repeat the question. You're telling me, V'yoshav ba v'lo b'tchuma, right? There's a special halacha that I need a special posuk, mazel tov shkoyach, that Mr. Otzech b'shoigeg, he is not allowed to build his house, his shack, his whatever, outside town in the midrash, in the empty space right outside town, the tchum. What's a chiddush? Leave Otzech alone. Even if he's the head of the town, if he's the most respectful Levi Kohen, nobody is allowed to change the, how do you call it, the designation. Yeah, the urban planning cannot be changed. If it's designated for industrial area, it's industrial, like today, normal places. The Arabs. Zoning, it's called zoning, right, zoning, and dezoning, right, very good, right. So the zoning, right, very good. The zoning is very strict in the Torah in Or Levim, and therefore nothing to do with Otzech b'Shoigeg. Nobody is allowed to build a house in the area that's supposed to be left empty for a recreational area, right? So what are you telling me about Otzech b'Shoigeg? Answers the Gemara, the Arabs have it the other way around. Aravi is mu'bav. If you're into an Arab village, it's all one thing on the top of the other. There's no gvul. It's mishigas. Amar Sheshes answers the Gemara. Amar Sheshes lo nitzracha ela lemechilois. Aha. You know, some people build tunnels under the ground. You won't believe it. Anyway, basically, mechilois are mechilois, right? What's a mechilois? I'm asking your mechila. In other words, let's say Mr. Otzech b'Shoigeg comes with an unbelievably smart idea. He doesn't want to live with all the people inside. He wants to live where? Outside, in the midrash. Hey, mister, says the Rosh Iriyah, the mayor, you can't build there. You know what? I'll go underground. I'll build a cave and I'll live in a cave. I'll have all the commodities in a cave. Yeah, in Spain, there's a very nice, fancy place to live. Not to live like a hotel. It's a cave. It's a cave, but very, very nicely done. Yeah, in a cave. Bekitzer, yeah, I'll build a cave underground, and I'm not disturbing anybody. And top of me will be the empty 1,000 amas empty space, which is just nice place, you know, to stroll around, right? And I'll be underneath. So mitzad the zoning or dezoning, changing the zoning, I'm not doing anything wrong. Yeah, I'm underneath, and I'll make sure that there's enough space. Yeah, I'll ask parents to make sure that it's built very safely, nothing's going to fall on my head or otherwise. Mashain can. So mitzad that, mitzad the changing the tachlis of the place, I'm okay. Oh, comes the Torah and tells you no. Comes the Torah with the zweite chiddush, with the second chiddush, no. That the Otzech b'Shoigeg has to live inside with all the people. Maybe the idea is to have good ashpah. There's supposed to be good influence on him. That's my idea. I mean, I'm trying to connect the ideas. So you have to live inside the cholent, inside the kishke of the people of the Yermiklat. You're supposed to live there. Don't live on your own, not even underground, which doesn't disturb the halachic zoning of the area. Very good, beautiful.
Liam can live in these towns.
Mashenk and Levim can. Ah, very good, very good, very good. Thank you. It's called that's supposed to nafkamina. Very good. Lamai nafkamina. Very good. A Levi is allowed to live in that tunnel. Why? Because as long as I'm a Levi and I'm a citizen of the town, right? And I can live wherever I want, as long as I'm not disturbing the dezoning. let's say the area says, certain area is only for industrial, not for people, and I go underground, or don't disturb anybody. On top of my head is a factory, and I live underground. That could be okay. The Seder, yeah. Ooh. He's the only one that's allowed to be buried inside the grounds of the city. That's buried, not live.
And here he is, underneath.
Right.
What's the?
Kamash Molan, no. He should wait after his death. If he likes the ground so much, he should wait after his ptir, and then he'll go underground. There's a joke, when you don't like somebody very much, it's not a nice joke, You want him to live either bechutz laaretz, somebody's driving you crazy all the time, you just can't stand his presence, I want him to live either bechutz laaretz or betoch haaretz. Right. Okay, no, that's we should all live Ahavas Yisrael. We're not talking about Yidden here. Rotzeach, no, all Yidden should love each other. Rotzeach sheyotze chutz letchum. Okay, what did we say? Rotzeach left the tchum, then dead meat, dead duck, because then, as far as we know, the Goel Adam can kill him. When I say can, we saw Machlokes in the Mishnah, and we'll see it again. Is it a mitzvah, reshus, recommendation? What's the story over here? I'm really, really sorry, but from now on, your participation should be expressed by listening to the shiur. And at 10:30, I'll be open to questions, comments, discussions about everything that we said, but we have to finish the Amud today. Tana Abonon. Unless you don't understand something. The only question I accept now is I don't understand. then I accept. Tana Abonon. V'rotzach goel adam is harotzeach. Yeah? It says in the Torah an obscure statement. It says if you left the city, the Ir Miklat, yeah, umotzes goel adam michutz legvul v'rotzach goel adam is harotzeach. I'm not translating this to English. You know why? Because there's two ways to understand the word verotzach. Either verotzach means he should kill him, verotzach, vehoyo, like it says, yeah, veosu es hamishkan. Sometimes ve and past tense means you should, and sometimes verotzach means veoso. It's a sipur dvarim. The Torah describing a possible situation, but it's not a mitzvah. The plus past can either tell you a fact or it's a commandment and imperative. And therefore, Zok, the first opinion, which was on the Mishnah, mitzvah biad goel adam. It's a mitzvah, verotzach, according to the first opinion, is what? He shall kill him, it's a mitzvah. And goel adam, let's say there's no goel adam, there are no relatives to this guy. Reshus biad kol adam divrei Rabbi Yosef Galili, which means Rabbi Yosef Galili holds like this: the Torah is commanding goel adam, you got to take care of business. He killed your relative, and this guy is a shogeg, not oines, is not korv oines. A shogeg is bad enough, and he has to be near miklat. The fact you also have to understand, and the more we learn it, the more I see clearly. You don't kill him for killing; you kill him for leaving jail. Basically, he has to stay in the Ir Miklat. He left the Ir Miklat. That's bad news. That's bad news, and therefore deserves to die. And who has the mitzvah to kill him? Goel Adam. So people who are below Goel Adam, one level below, the regular folk, the regular people, for them it's a reshus. You feel like it? Great. The Meforshim Mishnah says it's a ktsas mitzvah. You're allowed to. It's not even potter. Like, it's okay to kill him. Yeah. He's shoygeg. He's a Rosh before, we assume. He left with no permission. He left the city. He can be killed either mitzvah by Goel Adam or the lower level reshus. That's Rabbi Yosef Galili, which was on the Mishnah. Rabbi Akiva says no, one level below reshus bad Goel Adam. If the Goel Adam really feels like okay, reshus, you're allowed to Goel Adam. We call Adam chayovin olav. And other people, big machlokes rishonim here. Either other people are chayav, they're not allowed to, and if they killed him, they get killed, they're executed. Or many Rishonim hold, and also the verse in the Mishnah is the text in the Mishnah, Kol Adam Ein Chayav in Olav. According to Rabbi Akiva, it's all one level lower. In other words, the Goel Adam, if he feels like, okay, not a mitzvah, and other people, they're not allowed to kill him, and if they did, Machlekes, whether the Chayv Misa or the Potter. But the Tiferes Rav says Rabbi Akiva definitely sees the whole thing as negative. Are you... The beer, exactly. The beer agra and many others in the text in the Mishnah itself is ein chayav in olav. The ein chayav in olav. Yeah, they're not chayav if they killed him. My time with Rabbi Yosef Galili. We're going to see the machlokes again and again. Don't worry. What's the reason Rabbi Yosef Galili? What did Rabbi Yosef Galili say? Mitzvah for goy ladam. And other people, it's okay. Says basically why. Miksiv im rotzach. It doesn't say if he murdered. Therefore, I interpret the word verotzach as a tzivui. If the Torah wanted to tell me, maybe a hypothetical story, if it happens, the Torah should have said im. If that happens, then so and so. The Torah doesn't. So I interpret verotzach. You should verosiso. Many times veosisa kechol asher v'chulei. Rabbi Akiva on the other hand says no. Miksiv yirtzach. If the Torah wants to be clear that's an imperative, it's tzivui like you're telling me, my friend Rabbi Yosef Galili, the Torah should be more clear. It says yirtzach. When the Torah wants to tell him, lo yirtzach, ya'aseh, yelech, yirtzach, you should do it. And that's a machlokas. Now comes the third opinion. So let's leave the other people alone. Goy Adam, which sees the guy leaving town. Which town? Well, one of the 48. He sees him leaving the city. Then, according to Rabbi Yosef Glili, go ahead. It's a mitzvah. Baruch maybe with a bracha. I don't know. Take your Uzi, Mekayim a mitzvah, kill him. According to Rabbi Akiva, you're allowed to. Don't feel guilty about it. It's fine. Yeah, you always wanted to play guns. Here's your chance. Now, okay, sorry. Comes the third opinion. Omar Mazuta Bartuvi Omar Rav. Now, Rav is an Amoira. And what does he say? Listen to this. Don't faint. This is huge surprise for everybody who's like you, who's shakua, who's immersed in Makkos. Rotzech shiotza chutz l'tchum. Rotzech left the tchum, the whole tchum. The town, 3,000 amas. He's on his way driving to a party in Tel Aviv. Umetzah goel hadam v'harogoy. Goel hadam found him and killed him. Nerag olov. You kill goel hadam. Got it? Goel hadam is not allowed to kill the rotzech v'shegig. And if he did, you kill him, the goel adam. Okay, cool. Like, hello? That's what Rav says. Frag the Gemara, well, first of all, this is against everything we learned since Kita Aleph. That's first of all. Second of all, can Rav please tell us what does he believe in? Keman. Rav, who do you follow? Loker B'Yosef Glili, V'loker B'Akiva. B'Yosef Glili is telling us it's a mitzvah. Rabbi Akiva says it's a reshus, right? And the Torah sounds like goel adam is allowed to do stuff. Who are you following by telling me that goel adam is not allowed to kill the rotzach at all? And if he did, what happens then? Then you kill him? Answers the Gemara. Here comes big stuff. Not long, but just a big chiddush. Hu de Omar. Where's the Ritva? I'll quote the Ritva Balpeh. Hu de Omar. He says ki Tana. Rav has a Tana. Rav the Omar has a big daddy. Has a Tana to support to that backs him up. He follows the opinion of a third Tana. The Tana of Blazer, his name is Blazer Oimer. Ad omdo lifna edel mishpat. Yeah, the pasuk does say, the goel adam cannot touch him until he's oimed lemishpat, until he stands for trial. How did you understand it all the time? What I told you, and I wasn't wrong, by the way. What does the Rambam say? Well, we know it's not a jungle over here. First, see this oimed lemishpat. You don't know if it's rotzach b'shoigeg. Maybe it's oines, maybe it's mezid. We're not in a mafia here in a bad neighborhood in LA. You got to find out. Is he really rotzach b'shoigeg? And then what? And even then it's a machloikas. Let's summarize. Maybe what? Even afterwards, when he's going to the miklat, he's escorted by two. Shoimrim, Talmid Chachamim, machloikas, whether you can kill him then or not. Once he's in town, and he got left town, then you can kill him. Apparently, he's learning differently. Ma Talmud Loima, Rabbi Lezer is learning a whole different pshat on the whole story, basing himself on the pasuk that says that he has to be judged by Beis Din. Listen to this. Lefi shenemar v'rotzach goel adam is harotzeach. It says goel adam can kill the rotzeach, and Rabbi Lezer knows that. Yochel miyad, can he kill him straight away? Soon you'll see what straight away. Talmud Loima od lifnei edel mishpat. Ribbonu dekula alma. What's going on here? I looked high and low, and then I saw the Toises Rabbeinu Peretz, and I saw one of the Rishonim. I don't know if you ever heard about him, called the Ritva. So you heard Ritva? You heard the name of this year? You did? Oh, okay, let's start with the Ritva. The Ritva says as follows. The Ritva says, no. They interpret the whole story very differently. That's Rabbi Lezer and his follower Rav. When the guy, i.e. the Rotzach B'Shoigeg, is in town, and he dared to leave town, and archenemy, let's assume that you're not allowed to touch him before, that's for sure. Yeah. Once he's in town, he's been there for a week or two. I feel so stifled in this, year Levim. I want to go out to visit my family. I want to go to the party, to dance around. I want to go with a chavrusa, maybe, better things. And he's leaving town b'mezid. That's wrong. And then the Goel Adam is waiting with a gun blazing outside. Rabbi Yosef Galili says, yeah. Rabbi Kiva says, yeah. Says Rabbi Lezer, no. That's when the Torah says you have to be b'mishpat, which means you, the Goel Adam, have to snitch on him to Beis Din that he left Ir Miklat and he's not really fulfilling the punishment he's supposed to be punished, right? He's like a running, how do you say, a runaway prisoner, yeah? He ran away from Sing Sing, from Alcatraz, yeah, which you, what? Well, right. You cannot go there with a gun. You're supposed to manage, you're supposed to arrange. He goes to Beis Din. Beis Din are supposed to give him hasro. They're supposed to warn him, hey, mister, you'll go back to your miklat, and if next time you leave your miklat, then he'll be able to kill you. That's the Chiddush of Lezer and Rav. In other words, that's, and then you'll be able, the Choyra, it's Mashar of the ritual, the second time they'll be able to kill him. That's, 1 second, Paskin, wait. Tosis Rabbeinu Peretz, I saw it inside. I read it like 5 times because like I had to like absorb that. You read something and you like fall off your chair. He says, Goel Adam doesn't kill him. If he leaves the city, Goel Adam takes him to Beis Din. Beis Din try him and judge him for killing b'shoigeg and disobeying his punishment of being inside their miklat. And then Beis Din does it, basically sentences him to Misa. Goel Adam is the one who's supposed to be like the DA in America. Yeah. Yeah, like if district attorney, right? I think that's a guy, that Tovea, how do you call it? Tovea Klali, the plaintiff. In other words, he's supposed to be the plaintiff. The Goel Adam is supposed to be not killing. He's the guy who comes to Beis Din with a suit and a tie. And he's basically like the prosecutor who makes sure that he doesn't leave town. And if he leaves town, then he'll take him to Beis Din, and Beis Din will make sure that he's put to death. But he doesn't hold a gun. Wow. That's Rav following Rabbi Lezer. That to the whole life. Not even once. Though that's his job. Let's join in the Meiri. Let's bring in the Meiri, which we saw some time ago in other Rishonim. They say that Goel Adam is also the one who physically kills him once Beis Din decides to execute the Goel Adam, and they will. The Rotzach B'Shoigeg. Once he ran out of town of the Miklat, then the one who's prosecuting him, according to Tosis Rabbeinu Peretz, and the one who's physically killing him, who's doing the Saif, is going to be who? Is going to be the Goel Adam. Goel Adam is basically the representative of the family, right? Courtroom drama, yeah. You always see the people, the family of the murdered, still weeping and So here we are. So he's the one who's representing the family. The Torah is the source for everything, and he's the one who's making sure that he's put to death and that everything goes right, that he stays in your miklat, but he doesn't kill him. According to Rebbe, following Rabbi Lezer's shita, B'Shekin, Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Akiva, they say no. They tell us what the Ganenet always told me. The what? Boom. Yeah, I'm outside city. Yeah, this is not a nice liberal place over here. It's a Wild West. Wild West within Halacha. That's for Shalom, yeah? Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Akiva, that's a different shita. Frek the Gemara, thank you so much for holding back your questions. Givaldig. The Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Akiva, hi, ad omdo lifnei ha'eda l'mishpat, my darshi bei. Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Akiva, who believe that at some point there is no mishpat anymore, right? At some point, he has to stay in town. We did a mishpat already. Finished. Now you're supposed to be in town. You're leaving town. Boom. So what do they do with this pasuk? So what do they learn from that pasuk? They learn something else from the pasuk. What is it? Like the Tanya Rabbi Akiva Omer. Rabbi Akiva says, he says it in Rosh Hashanah, Sanhedrin. He says, Minayin leSanhedrin. This is not about Rotzach B'Shoigeg. He exports this pasuk for something else. Minayin leSanhedrin shero echad shorog yesanefesh she'en memisin oisoi. Let's say you have a Sanhedrin of, how many people do you have to have a Sanhedrin that executes people? 23. 23, very nice. And somebody had the audacity to kill someone in front of Beis Din. Cool. Yeah, he killed someone. Reuven killed Shimon. Yeah, as you know, yeah, nice crowd, nice audience. Yeah, he did it in front of 23 Dayanim. They all saw him. So then, L'choira, they can kill him. They saw. They don't have to hear Eidus. In the whole process, they saw Reuven killing Shimon, not in a cave and maybe circumstantial, No, they saw him mamish with a knife at his heart in front of them. They were the audience watching the show. So l'chayra, why can't they just try him themselves and finish? No, they cannot do that. He has to be tried in a different Beis Din. There's all discussion, Eid Nasadayan, huge, we're not going there. But the Maisa Beis Din cannot kill someone upon their own vision. They have to, yeah, they can testify possibly to another Beis Din of 23 in a different place, and the other Beis Din, upon hearing them, they should try him and sentence him for murder. How do you know that? How do you know that's true? Talmud Loimar, ad omda lifnei Eida mishpat. It says, unless he stands in front of the Eida of the Beis Din to a trial, ad shamal Beis Din acher, he has to go to a Beis Din acher, to a different Beis Din. There are many questions here because the chora, the other reasons, but this is the drosha now. That's the drosha that we care about. Tana Rabbanon. By the way, guys, just to keep you happy, the question you asked to me about the father and the son, is coming up soon. Can a son be a goyal adam against his own daddy? Ooh, that's not this sugya. It's the next one. Tana Rabbanon. Im yotza yotze harotzeach. It says twice. Im yotza yotze. Archenemy, if it shall surely go out, I guess. Im yotza yotze. We know the Torah many times repeats the same verb twice, right? Yotza yotze. Why twice? And leila b'mezid. Let's say the rotzech b'shogeg left the ear miklat on purpose. I've been in this place. I can't stay here. We've been here 5 years. It's a medium place, right? And there's nothing too exciting in that town, we say, right? It's a very gray, middle of the road, nondescript kind of town with all these frumi koyanim around me. Yalla. I'm leaving town. I don't care anymore. Mezid. I said this a little bit of what I learned to my kids. So one of my daughters said, I would definitely leave your miklat if I was in that situation. B'shoigeg minayin. B'shoigeg minayin. How do you know they left b'shoigeg? I don't know. He didn't realize. He started walking, strolling with his wife, and by mistake, he found himself out of town, right? He was engaged in conversation and learning this chavrusa, and b'shoigeg, all of a sudden, he finds himself outside town and outside the tchum. Then how do you know that he still, can be attacked by the goyal adam? Talmud Loimar im yotze yetze mikol mokoim, which means yotze yetze comes to compare mezid to shogeg. Yotze yetze, both mezid and shogeg. We don't care why you left town. If you're out of town, then you can have a bullet in the head. Frag the Gemara v'atanya b'mezid nerag b'shogeg goyle. Frag the Gemara, no, there's a brayso that says otherwise. There's a brayso that says that if you left town b'mezid, I'm leaving this place. Then goyal adam is waiting outside. But if it's b'shoigeg, if you left b'shoigeg, and goyal adam should be careful. If he seems like, I don't know, the goyal adam knows that. That's another shaila. Good question. But b'shoigeg, if you left town mistakenly, then the goyal adam is not allowed to kill him. Goyal adam will just make sure he goes back to the golus. He goes, excuse me, mister, and you're out of line. You're over speeding. You're over the limit. Please go back to town right away, or I'll snitch you to Beis Din. I said I don't know. What can I tell you? I don't know, but that's halacha. Bekitzer, there's a stira. One place we say that he left b'shoigeg, the goyal adam can kill him. The other brayso says that if he left b'shoigeg, he just gets golus. Answers the Gemara lo kasha. It's a machlokes, legitimate machlokes. What's the basis? What's behind the machlokes? This is appearing all over Shas, in Kiddushin, first parak, in Bov Metzia. Kemand de Omar, Amrinan dibra Torah kilshon bnei Odom. Kemand Omar loy amrinan dibra Torah kilshon bnei Odom. Which means. Well, some people say when the Torah says twice, Yotzo, Himotze, Omar, Yoimar, many times, that's just the way of the Torah to talk. Because people talk that way, then the art scroll is right. Surely. The Torah is coming to be more descriptive, like people talk. The Torah wants to sound humane, to sound like us. The Torah says Yotze Yetze. In this case, Yotze Yetze means what? No, we're not comparing Mezid to Shogeg. We're not learning Alimud Lomdis over here. Stam. Yotze Yetze means what? Mezid. So why do you have to repeat Mezid twice? Stam. The Torah is giving an extra word to give it emphasis. But really, it's only Mezid that gets killed, not the Shogeg. Mashenkin, the other bit, says, no. The Torah, every word means a lot. And since Yotze Yetze is extra, Mezid and Shogeg are compared. Thus, the double lashon, we duplicate in order to say Mezid is like Shogeg like Mezid. Both of them get killed. Very nice. Okay. Omar Abaye. By the way, what's the goyal adam can ask him, or can get someone else to ask him, why are you here? And he can say, I didn't know I'm out of town. I don't know if you believe him, but whatever. Omar Abaye says Abaye. It makes sense to me more. Abaye says, I like more the opinion that says that the Torah is just being a little bit flowery in the language, and the Torah is not halachically comparing shogeg to mezid, and be so harsh with the guy who's leaving town b'shogeg and say that he has to get killed. Why? Why are we more merciful than the guy who left the town b'shogeg? Makes sense not to kill the rotzech b'shogeg who left b'shogeg. You hear what I said? Rotzech b'shogeg who left the town also b'shogeg. Does make sense to say that the end should be more severe than the beginning, which means the Goel Adam, the Rotzech b'Shogeg at the moment, he has two files against him. Number one, you killed, and it wasn't complete holiness. You could have been careful, and you took away Yiddish and Neshama. Second offense, you ran out of jail, right? You bad boy. Oh, Zok Tabaye doesn't. Which one is worse? Obviously, the first one. Yeah, getting out of jail is one thing, but to kill is worse. Zok Tabaye, it doesn't make sense to me that the end of the story, the running out of jail, so to speak, should be worse at the beginning of the story. Explains Abaye. Let's say a person murdered mamish. B'mezid, you kill him. B'shogeg, you send him to exile. Af soifoi b'mezid nerag b'shogeg goyle. So to the end of the story, when he's not following the rules, he's not, fulfilling the punishment, then makes sense. We'll follow the same idea. If he left the il miklat b'mezid, you kill him. If he left it b'shogeg goyle, but to say that if he left it b'shogeg, you kill him, that's weird. Because by killing b'shogeg, you don't kill him. So for running from jail for the same reason, you do kill him. Too much. Therefore, says Abaye, makes sense that if he leaves town, that ir miklat, if left it b'mezid, then boom boom. If left it b'shogeg, and you somehow know that it's shogeg, however you find out, he's only goyla, he sends back. He's being sent back. Tani Chada, one more, and then I'll hear your questions if you have any. Now let's talk about Ovoi Subonim, but not the nice program that we have Shabbos afternoon. But can a son kill his tati? And I have to eat my hat, Ellen. It's apparently a sugi in the Gemara. You're also asking, yeah? Let's say a father, what?
Because the father this is Diana MS and Shafiano.
V'tanya, that's why he's killing him. Some people kill the parents for the Yerusha. It happened in Israel. V'tanya idach. So V'tanya chada. Av shehorag, a father who killed his son. Bnoi, the other son, the brother of the murdered. Nasa lo goel adam. A son may kill his father, right? Because it's goel adam of his own brother. Yes, he can. He may. Yeah. 1 minute. V'tanya idach. V'tanya idach. And bnoi nasa lo goel adam. The other brisa says, no, he's not the goel adam for the father, right? Lema, I want to tell you something, but let's get to the end of the Gemara. Lema, ha Rabbi Yossi Glili, v'ha Rabbi Akiva. Why? According to Rabbi Yossi Glili, my friend, and that answers a question, of course, it's a mitzvah to kill erotzech b'shegeg. That mitzvah overrides kibud av v'em. It overrides Maki Ovivimo, overrides everything. He has a mitzvah to kill his father. If it's a mitzvah, it overrides other halachic chiyuvim. If your father tells you, I want you to buy me unfiltered internet to put in the house, unfiltered internet, you're not supposed to listen to the father. It's an aveira to have an unfiltered internet at home, Wi-Fi, if it's not filtered. And if the father says the son is respectful, tell him, I'm sorry, Daddy, I can't buy this for you. I can't do this for you, right? Here, the Torah says, you got to kill your father, it's a mitzvah. It overrides. So the one who said that a son is not allowed to kill his father, Goel Adam, is Rabbi Akiva. Why? Because what did Rabbi Akiva say? Reshus. Reshus? No. It's Dvar Reshus. Mr. Goel Adam, you feel so pent up. You feel your emotions are overtaking you. Kill him. And Lamais, it's a good thing he should be dead at the end of the day. You're allowed to kill him. But if it's your father, then you're right. Yeah, Kibud Avaim overrides Dvar Reshus. It does not override Dvar Mitzvah. L'chor, that's a machlokes. If it's a mitzvah to kill the Rotzech b'Shogeg, it overrides Kibud Av. Otherwise, no. Frag the Gemara, it's not even Kibud Av. It's a Maki Ovivimo. To kill the father, to even hit the father is a big avera. Frag the Gemara, v'tizbera. Do you think ben madamar mitzvah, ben madamar reshus mishari? Are you allowed to harm your father, whether mitzvah or reshus? Is that so? והאומר רבא ברבונה וכן תענה דבר בשמואל לכל אין הבן נעשה שליח לאביו להכויסר לקללוסוי, which means if son cannot become a shliach of Beis Din to either hit his father or curse his father. Let's say I work for Beis Din and I do the unpleasant job of a Malchus. Yeah, I take the lash, boom, 39 times. Oi, you know who's on list today? My father. Oh, I'm sorry. Beis Din. Although it's a mitzvah to punish the choitim, if it's my father, I'm not allowed to, or kilalosoi, I'm supposed to give him nidui. Yeah, I'm a Talmud Chacham, I'm supposed to be menadehim. For my father, no, I cannot do nidui, chutz mimesis. The only exception to the rule is, yeah, mesis. Mesis is, a mesis a person who influences people, who tries to convince people, missionary, to do avodah zarah, and there specifically the Torah says your brother, the people are closest to you, they lie together in the room before they go to sleep, and one brother says to the other, it's so amazing to worship avodah zarah. Look at the smartphone, such amazing stuff over there, and then you're not supposed to have any rachmanos on him. And mesis, if your father is a mesis or mediach, you're supposed to do hakon klalo and everything, but otherwise no. So you see that Ellen was right, and Achinami. We see that there is a general prohibition on a son to do anything bad to his father, even with the limitations of halacha. Therefore, says the Gemara, Ela lokasha. How do we reconcile the stira? Says the Gemara, habibnoi ve'o beben bnoi. Wow, which means his own son is not allowed to be goel adam. I stand corrected. Taking off my hat. And Achinami, the son is not allowed to harm the father under any circumstances except for maces. Goel Adam, no, you can't do Goel Adam if your father is a murderer. Let someone else be the Goel Adam. Other people will take the job. Why did we say that the son is okay? Bnei bonim kebonim, a grandson, bnei bonim kebonim. Yeah, Gemara in Yomi Samech Beis Amud Aleph. The grandson may kill his grandfather. Says Rashi something very interesting and controversial. The Eino Muzar al Kvoidoi. The grandson is not mechuyav in the kavod of his grandfather, not as much as the son, and therefore, if it's a grandson, in other words, Reuben killed his son Shimon, Levi, the son of Shimon, is allowed to kill Reuben as Goel Adam. And the Gaon of Vilna says that the father's father, the grandson, is mechuyav to be mechabed. I assume Rashi means to say it's not as strong as the son himself. The chiyuv of kibud sav is not as much as kibud av. And therefore, of course, he's not allowed to hit his grandfather. But in case of halacha, being goel adam, a grandson could be goel adam for his own father, or maybe his other relatives, I don't know. Yeah, let's see. I think Rashi says here, and when goel adam b'bnoi shel otzeh. B'noi shel horug. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I think the pshat is azoi. The grandson is really avenging the blood of who? Of his own father. That's why it's okay. Rashi says, Shubnoi shel horug. Grandpa killed his son, right? So the grandson is really avenging the blood of his own father. So then he's mechabed his own father more than the grandfather. He's killing the grandfather to honor the blood of his father. No, normally the grandchildren are supposed to be mechabed. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Yeah, my grandchildren mechabed me more than half of my children. Oops, I'm online. I forgot. Yeah, but it's okay. Most of us are like that. I'm not ashamed anymore. Yeah, we're okay. What? Yeah. That's a chiddush. That's a good one. Rabbi, Yonadu was asking why. According to Yossi clearly, I guess that mitzvah does not override the Isra of a cause of Ivimai. Right. Yes. Very good. Good point. Here. Thank you. I'm saying this online. Basically, although according to Yossi Galil, it's a mitzvah to kill the Potzech B'Shegeg, but I guess it doesn't override the Isser of Maki Ovivimoy and Kibudov. Very good. I guess so. Right. Very good. Shkoyach, we're ready to the Mishnah. Questions are welcome now for the next half an hour. Atzlacha u'bracha. Thank you to everybody on Torah Anytime. Such an amazing website, Torah Anytime. I love it. And YouTube, I don't love all of YouTube, but the Torah you can listen to. Atzlacha u'bracha to everybody over here. May Hashem bless us all with the sound of the shofar of Mashiach very, very soon.